big question is, will he sign a new deal? Could this be a player that Arsenal could move for this summer? Now, Fabrizio Romano claiming yesterday that Real Madrid's solution to his contract situation, I didn't even realise this, but Vinícius Júnior only has 1 year left on his current contract. And that means that in January, he could...
Hello Gunners, welcome back to Arsenal Daily Talk, your #1 destination for the latest Arsenal transfer news, breaking updates, match analysis and everything happening at the Emirates. If you love Arsenal as much as we do, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and let's dive straight into today's massive Arsenal news. Come on you Gunners, breaking Arsenal transfer news. The transfer window has taken another dramatic turn and Arsenal supporters have every reason to keep their eyes glued to the latest developments. Two names are now dominating conversations across European football, and if even one of these stories gathers momentum, it could completely reshape Arsenal's ambitions for the new season. Those names are Vinícius Júnior and Morgan Rogers. One is regarded as one of the most electrifying wingers in world football. The other has emerged as one of the Premier League's fastest rising stars after an outstanding campaign. The possibility of Arsenal being linked with players of this calibre has sent supporters into overdrive, with debates spreading rapidly across social media and football communities. But what is really happening behind the scenes? Let's begin with the name that has Arsenal supporters dreaming big: Morgan Rogers. Over the last few months, Morgan Rogers has established himself as one of England's brightest young attacking talents. His performances have shown maturity beyond his years, combining strength, pace, technical quality, creativity, and an eye for goal. Every week he looks more complete, and it is no surprise that Europe's elite clubs are keeping a close watch on his progress. Reports suggest Arsenal admire the versatile attacker because he perfectly matches the profile Mikel Arteta wants. The Arsenal manager has consistently looked for players who can operate in multiple positions while maintaining technical excellence under pressure. Rogers ticks many of those boxes. Imagine an attacking player who can drift inside from the left, play through the middle, create chances, press aggressively and still contribute goals. That type of footballer is incredibly valuable in modern football. Inside the Emirates, Arsenal are believed to be planning for another major push towards the Premier League title and the UEFA Champions League. Last season highlighted one important lesson: squad depth matters just as much as starting quality. When injuries struck, Arsenal occasionally lacked fresh attacking options capable of changing matches against elite opposition. Bringing in another dynamic attacker would not simply add numbers. It could completely change how Arteta rotates his squad across 4 competitions. Morgan Rogers offers exactly that possibility. His energy, direct running and confidence have made him one of the most exciting young players in English football. Whether receiving the ball in tight spaces or driving at defenders in open field, he constantly asks difficult questions of the opposition. That is exactly the type of football Arsenal supporters love to watch. However, completing this transfer would be anything but straightforward. His current club values him enormously and has no desire to lose one of its most promising stars. Any interested club would likely have to submit an extraordinary offer before serious negotiations could even begin. That immediately raises another question. Would Arsenal be prepared to invest heavily in Morgan Rogers if they believe he can become one of the Premier League's elite attacking players over the next 5 years? Many supporters would answer yes. Others believe the club should strengthen other positions first. But what nobody can deny is that Rogers possesses enormous potential. His development over the past year has been remarkable. Coaches praise his professionalism. Analysts praise his tactical intelligence. Fans admire his fearless style of football. Those qualities explain why his name keeps appearing in transfer discussions involving Europe's biggest clubs. Now imagine this scenario. Morgan Rogers arrives at Arsenal. Bukayo Saka continues dominating the right wing. Gabriel Martinelli provides explosive pace on the left. Kai Havertz leads the attack. Martin Odegaard orchestrates everything from midfield. Suddenly, Arsenal possess even greater flexibility than before. Arteta could rotate without significantly weakening his team. He could change formations during matches. He could rest key players before huge Champions League nights while maintaining attacking quality. That is exactly what separates good squads from truly elite ones. But just when supporters thought Morgan Rogers might become the biggest story of Arsenal's summer, another name exploded into the headlines. A name few expected to hear linked with Arsenal, a player who has already established himself among the world's elite. A footballer capable of deciding the biggest matches on the biggest stages. That player is Vinícius Júnior. Across Europe, fresh speculation surrounding the Brazilian superstar has ignited intense debate. Although there is no official indication that a transfer is imminent, the renewed discussion has been enough to capture the attention of football fans everywhere, including Arsenal supporters. Why? Because players of Vinícius Júnior's caliber rarely become the subject of transfer conversations. Whenever his name appears in headlines, every major club is immediately mentioned by supporters and pundits alike. Could Arsenal realistically compete for a player widely regarded as one of the world's best attackers? Could the Gunners even dream of assembling an attack featuring Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, Morgan Rogers, and Vinícius Júnior? At first glance, it sounds almost unbelievable. But football has repeatedly shown that transfer windows can produce extraordinary surprises. Remember how many impossible transfers eventually became reality. Few predicted some of the biggest deals in football history before they happened. That is why Arsenal supporters are refusing to dismiss the possibility outright. The excitement continues to grow. The rumours continue to spread. Questions continue to multiply. Could Arsenal really be preparing something extraordinary behind closed doors? Or is this simply another chapter in the unpredictable world of the transfer market? One thing is certain, the coming days promise to be absolutely fascinating, and Arsenal supporters will be watching every development with enormous anticipation. Because if these stories gather even more momentum, this could become one of the most unforgettable transfer windows in Arsenal's modern history. And trust me, the biggest twist in this story is still to come. As the transfer story continues to gather momentum, Arsenal supporters are asking one question above all others. Could this be the summer that completely transforms the club's attack? Let's turn our attention to the biggest name dominating the conversation, Vinícius Júnior. Few players in world football can change a match as quickly as the Brazilian superstar. His explosive pace, fearless dribbling, ability to beat defenders one-on-one, and composure in front of goal have made him one of the most dangerous attacking players in Europe. Whenever he receives the ball, defenders immediately begin to panic. They know that giving him even a yard of space can completely change the outcome of a match. That is why any speculation surrounding his future immediately captures global attention. Although there has been widespread discussion in football circles about his long-term future, there has been no official confirmation that he is leaving his current club or that Arsenal are close to signing him. Nevertheless, supporters have continued to debate what such a move would mean if it ever became possible. Imagine the Emirates Stadium on opening day. Bukayo Saka attacks down the right. Vinícius Júnior charges forward from the left. Martin Odegaard controls the midfield. Declan Rice protects the defence. Morgan Rogers rotates across the attacking positions, bringing fresh energy whenever needed. It would be an attack capable of frightening almost any defence in world football. The pace, the creativity, the movement, the unpredictability. Every defender would have a different challenge to deal with. Double mark Saka, and Vinícius has space. Focus on Vinícius, and Saka becomes even more dangerous. Close both wide players down, and Odegaard begins to dictate the game through the middle. Then imagine Morgan Rogers entering the match in the second half against tired defenders. His power and direct running could completely change the rhythm of a game. This is exactly why Arsenal continue to look for versatile attacking players whenever opportunities arise. Modern football is no longer about having just 11 outstanding players. It is about having 18 or 20 players capable of starting important matches. Manchester City, Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain and other European giants have shown that depth often wins league titles and Champions League knockout ties. Arsenal understand that lesson. If they want to compete across every competition, they cannot rely on the same attacking players every 3 days. Fresh legs become essential. Competition raises standards. Every player improves because every place in the starting 11 has to be earned. As the transfer story continues to gather momentum, Arsenal supporters are asking one question above all others. Could this be the summer that completely transforms the club's attack? Let's turn our attention to the biggest name dominating the conversation, Vinícius Júnior. Few players in world football can change a match as quickly as the Brazilian superstar. His explosive pace, fearless dribbling, ability to beat defenders one-on-one, and composure in front of goal have made him one of the most dangerous attacking players in Europe. Whenever he receives the ball, defenders immediately begin to panic. They know that giving him even a yard of space can completely change the outcome of a match. That is why any speculation surrounding his future immediately captures global attention. Although there has been widespread discussion in football circles about his long-term future, there has been no official confirmation that he is leaving his current club or that Arsenal are close to signing him. Nevertheless, supporters have continued to debate what such a move would mean if it ever became possible. Imagine the Emirates Stadium on opening day. Bukayo Saka attacks down the right. Vinícius Júnior charges forward from the left. Martin Odegaard controls the midfield. Declan Rice protects the defence. Morgan Rogers rotates across the attacking positions, bringing fresh energy whenever needed. It would be an attack capable of frightening almost any defence in world football. The pace, the creativity, the movement, the unpredictability. Every defender would have a different challenge to deal with. Double mark Saka and Vinícius has space. Focus on Vinícius and Saka becomes even more dangerous. Close both wide players down and Odegaard begins to dictate the game through the middle. Then imagine Morgan Rogers entering the match in the second half against tired defenders. His power and direct running could completely change the rhythm of a game. This is exactly why Arsenal continue to look for versatile attacking players whenever opportunities arise. Modern football is no longer about having just 11 outstanding players. It is about having 18 or 20 players capable of starting important matches. Manchester City, Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain and other European giants have shown that depth often wins league titles and Champions League knockout ties. Arsenal understand that lesson. If they want to compete across every competition, they cannot rely on the same attacking players every 3 days. Fresh legs become essential. Competition raises standards. Every player improves because every place in the starting 11 has to be earned. That is another reason Morgan Rogers continues to generate so much excitement. He is young. He is versatile. He already has Premier League experience. Most importantly, he still has significant room to develop. Mikel Arteta has repeatedly demonstrated that he enjoys working with talented young players who are willing to learn. Under his guidance, several Arsenal players have developed into international stars. Supporters naturally wonder whether Morgan Rogers could follow a similar path if he joined the club. Of course, there are major obstacles. Any move for Rogers would likely require a substantial transfer fee because his club values him highly. A move for a player of Vinícius Júnior's stature, meanwhile, would be even more complex. Such a deal would depend on many factors, including the player's intentions, his club's position, and the overall financial package. These are not simple transfers. They are the kind of negotiations that involve months of planning, careful financial decisions, and intense competition from other elite clubs. Even so, football has taught us one important lesson: never rule anything out until the transfer window closes. Every summer delivers surprises. Every summer includes deals that supporters once believed were impossible. That is why Arsenal fans continue to watch every report, every interview, and every update with enormous anticipation. Could Morgan Rogers become Arsenal's next major signing? Will the speculation around Vinícius Júnior fade away, or will it continue to fuel excitement across Europe? Right now, nobody outside the clubs involved can answer those questions with certainty. But one thing is beyond doubt. The coming weeks could shape Arsenal's season before a single Premier League ball has even been kicked. And if there is one final twist still waiting in this extraordinary transfer story, Arsenal supporters will want to be ready the moment it happens. Because in football, everything can change with one phone call, one meeting, and one official announcement. As we reach the final part of today's breaking transfer update, one question remains at the heart of this story. Could Arsenal be preparing one of the boldest transfer windows in the club's modern history? Whether the club ultimately signs Morgan Rogers, pursues another elite attacker, or simply continues monitoring opportunities, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Arsenal are determined to strengthen a squad that has already established itself among England's very best. After pushing for major trophies in recent seasons, expectations inside the Emirates have never been higher. The club is no longer satisfied with simply competing. The objective is to win the Premier League and challenge for the UEFA Champions League. To achieve that, every transfer decision matters. Let's return to Morgan Rogers. Many supporters believe he has all the ingredients to become one of the Premier League's standout attacking players over the next few years. His versatility allows him to play in several positions, his work rate fits Mikel Arteta's high-intensity system, and his confidence on the ball makes him an exciting option against deep defensive blocks. If Arsenal were able to complete a deal, they would not simply be signing a talented player, they would be investing in the future. Now consider the Vinícius Júnior speculation. It is important to separate excitement from reality. While supporters have imagined what such a move could look like, there has been no official confirmation that Arsenal are close to signing him. At this stage, much of the discussion is based on transfer speculation and fan debate rather than a confirmed negotiation. Even so, the excitement says something important. It shows how far Arsenal have come. Not long ago, supporters could only dream about being linked with players regarded as among the world's elite. Today, Arsenal are once again viewed as one of Europe's biggest clubs, competing at the highest level and attracting global attention whenever the transfer market opens. That progress is a credit to the work done by Mikel Arteta, the coaching staff, and everyone involved behind the scenes. The next few weeks will be fascinating. Will Arsenal make another major signing? Will an unexpected opportunity emerge late in the transfer window? Could another attacking target suddenly become available? Transfer windows often change in a matter of hours. A deal that looks impossible one day can gather momentum the next, while a move that seems close can collapse without warning. That uncertainty is what makes this period so captivating for football supporters. For Arsenal fans, patience will be essential. The club's recruitment team has shown that they are willing to wait for the right player rather than rushing into decisions. That approach may frustrate supporters at times, but it also reflects a long-term strategy focused on building a squad capable of sustained success. If Morgan Rogers becomes available under the right conditions, Arsenal could be ready to act. If another elite opportunity presents itself, the club will carefully assess whether it fits both the tactical plan and the financial strategy. For now, all eyes remain on the transfer market. Every press conference, every reliable report, every official club statement, every development will be examined closely by supporters, eager to see how Arsenal's squad evolves before the new season begins. So what do you think, Gunners? Would you like to see Morgan Rogers wearing the famous red and white? If an extraordinary opportunity involving Vinícius Júnior somehow became possible, would you want Arsenal to make that move? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We always enjoy hearing your opinions and discussing the latest Arsenal news with fellow supporters from around the world. If you enjoyed today's update, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Arsenal Daily Talk, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Arsenal transfer news, breaking updates, match analysis, and everything happening at the Emirates. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and we'll be back soon with more Arsenal news as the transfer window continues to unfold. Until next time, come on, you Gunners!